The filmmakers and the VR storytelling, due to its concept of verisimilitude and suspension of disbelief, has always pushed its boundaries. Eventually, one can say that many filmmakers have reached a point where they want their audience to no longer see the movie, but they can experience, feel the live movie. VR becomes the gateway to such scripts. Such an audience immersion allows for evoking greater empathy. Hence, certain experts believe that VR stands up to the claim of being an empathy machine. An excellent example of such work of art would be documentary Clouds Over Sidra by Chris Milk, a documentary to be experienced through VR, vindicating the fact that VR is not merely a video game peripheral. This unique documentary, through the right technological intervention, has not only connected people in a profound way, but has actually initiated a change in the real world. Initiating a change is something which all documentary filmmakers strives for. The journalism world has also taken an effort to bringing the viewers inside the story courtesy VR and 360-degree camera. RYOT, a media company, gave the audience an opportunity to virtually enter the war zone for the first time in 360. Wright calls it the next generation storytelling and aims to achieve a response from the Western world, whose realities are far from the realities of people in war-torn areas. Another prime example of a sensational work of VR is the Millions March in New York City. This is protest against police brutality was a highly immersive and through that provoking the ride. It encourages a human connection between the audience wearing the headset and the characters inside the film. However, a story of VR being an empathy machine has another side to it. Mandy Rose, director of the University of West of England's Digital Cultures Research Centre, finds the idea of empathy or empathy machine highly problematic. The very build of a first person view of being ghost like things are not really empathetic, which are combined with an uninteractive in documentaries action of just observing this makes her believe that this form of interaction can lead to detachment from the visuals rather than empathetic. She believes this can occur even if the observer has a sense of empathy towards the characters and situations. Another well-known figure in the tech world, Farhad Manjoo, says that even in the most immersive of media experiences, your sense of where your hands are is an ever-present comfort, but then you don't virtual reality Google's and your hands disappear. So, does the rest of the world around you. You are briefed and it is very, very unsettling. Moreover, research based on the results of the VR experiment, the machine to be another, reveals that empathy can be predictated on an individual. The machine to be another was the experiment of embodied narratives, that is, stories felt through the another's perspective. For example, a specially abled person being made to virtually embody a dancer. Another example of a BBC journalist embodying a woman seeking asylum in London. The major aim of this project was to find out the relation between the identity and empathy with technological intervention. However, the project also shows us that a mere public experiment can only prompt a science to go in new direction to understand the psychological side of the empathy. It falls short in covering other phenomena. Now, having looked at both sides of the story, we can conclude that VR is definitely capable of providing new experiences to an individual around the phenomena of perception, subjectivity, sociality, to name a few. Hence, calling VR simply an empathy machine would be definitely curtailing the medium's true capabilities. VR can be imagined as a way to create new definitions for empathy that transcend perspective taking. This craft is undoubtedly rich and probing, while the promising that there lies a long journey of experimentation ahead in this digital arena. Freeberg and Gallis says that automatic empathetic response constitutes a basic level of response to images and to work of art. Underlying such responses is the process of embodied simulation that enables the direct experimental understanding of the intentional and emotional contents of images. The audience and VR. VR becomes digitally best alternative for the humans exhibiting high tendency to escape the reality. In other words, VR has become a vehicle for those who are craving for alternative reality. This term alternative reality can be understood in the following way. The humans are using it for escaping the reality world in order to indulging in an alternative real world. This world is known as alternative real world because there is a constant attempt to make the virtually simulated and rendered look convincingly real. Example, detailing of graphics to minute levels, the angles of the light determining the shadows in the rendered images. And I will give you the example of the project like the Second Life. Evolution of verse, a photorealistic CGI rendered 3D film. The expectations of the audience currently is on the rise with the VR in terms of new experiences at affordable prices. The storage media, expensive editing work, delivery mechanism is still making this format a less adaptable medium, as well as accessing is also difficult. Definitely, the immersive storytelling in terms of the films, documentaries, news stories do provide a great deal of experience to the topic dealt. In conclusion, I would like to say technology alone cannot make humans better, but there are number of external factors which helps human to integrate technology and creativity for better society. These immersive technologies are given possibility to create a realistic virtual world and experience. These can be gainfully used to learn and improve our knowledge and understanding for better communication among networked societies. There are not just technologies, but are more sensible technological environments. Though these technologies are currently expensive and not accessible to all the public, an effort will be made to see the possibilities of making more accessible technological innovations for collaborative building of history and culture. The Government of India has allocated a good amount of budget for the implementation of VR in education, health and space research and many other fields. I think that is all for today, and thank you for your patience following the lecture. Thank you very much and namaskar.